everybody. I am back. Today is March the 17th, 2024. My name is Jasmine, and this is my journal entry. Now, I'm not going to lie to y'all. I thought about putting Jasmine's journal up on the shelf, but then I realized I really ain't got nobody to talk to but y'all, so I might as well come back. How has life been for me? Life has been lifing. My children are doing good. I'm still at the same job duties. Um, my relationship is going wonderful. We're still in there strong. He just left a few days ago to head back home. We're talking moving together, so hopefully he'll move down here soon. That's the goal. Besides that, I have just been embracing all of the changes that have been coming. A movie was recently reduced where I had a small role in. I think I had about a good 3 minutes of fame. I was there and then I died. But my part was I put my soul into dying. I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die good. And I think I did pretty good. I did audition for another movie or project that I'll talk about once I'm able to speak about it. So that's cool and that's coming up. So I'm excited about that. And I also I was honored because I had a dream about a young lady. I knew her from when I lived in another part of Cincinnati because our sons were friends. We were Facebook friends, but she just happened to be in my dream. I thought maybe because we were at the same audition for the movie together. And she was part of the production company. And I had this beautiful dream about her. So I called her and told her about the dream and we chat and she was like, "You should come on my show." So when I get to the show, I see it's a show about helping people get their lives together. And I'm like, oh, maybe she's seen some stuff within me. She gonna help me get it together. I'm thinking I'm a guest. So, I'm sitting there chilling. I'm just excited. Y'all, I love the stage. I love the camera. It's funny how at one point it was a fear for me and now I just love it. Plays, acting, and seeing how it works behind the camera, it just amuses me. I can do it all day. And I was sitting there and she told the young man, like, Jasmine gonna do a reading for you. And I'm like, oh, whoa, 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 wait. I want what? So, I'm always ready on the spot. I asked the gentleman, was it okay? And the gentleman said yes. And the gentleman said yes. So we proceeded to do the reading and I gave him his message, but it turned out to be beautiful. Now the next day, one of his ancestors kind of stuck with me. And I tell you, we went on we just, it was a rabbit hole of mystery, this mysterious death. I mean, this never really happens. This is probably the second time where a spirit came to me and was like, you need to give a message, especially when it comes to a death being mysterious. And I told the story on my TikTok page a long time ago, but I'll tell it again here after this. But apparently, the spirit, the soul that stuck with me was one of his relatives. She was telling me that the way that they said that she died is not the way that she died. And I thought I was tripping. Or maybe I'm tripping. Because when it comes to grief, you got to be careful what you say because you don't want to like cause more grief or you don't want to like open up any wounds, with any bull. You want to make sure that what you're feeling is factual, and it doesn't happen often when a spirit will stick with me. And this lady was very insistent. She was aggressive. She like, look, you gonna get this message across. I didn't sleep the night before. I'm like, there's something I need to get out. So I hit him up the next day, ask him some questions, and ask him if it's okay. And thank God he was nice and he was very open to listening to me. So after that, I called my mentor and I called two of my students to see if they could confirm what I was feeling. I didn't tell them anything. I just sent them a picture and tell me, what do you feel around her passing? They were all able to say how she passed away, and they all told me the same thing I was feeling. Um this woman, she just didn't die from no mysterious illness, little foul play was involved. So knowing that three other people who didn't know anything about the situation was able to validate what I was feeling and what I was hearing from the spirit. So once I communicate, and they were also able to verify how her personality. My mentor, even she was even able to get it down to the name. I didn't even give her a name. She was able to get the name of relatives, so she was able to concretely give me evidence. So I just gave him the message on what we felt, and once I did it, she left me. So I knew that I had delivered what I need to deliver. So the first time this ever happened to me, it was back in maybe 20, it was right before the pandemic hit, but it was maybe early 2019, and I booked a flight to this small town. It was a small southern town, and I usually, when I go to this place here, I book up. I try to go on vacation because there's a beach nearby, but I always end up reading the whole time. I usually make pretty good penny when I travel to this town, and I love all of these folks in this town, and they love me. And it's such a small town where everyone knows each other. I can go over your house and kick it. I gotta just pull up in your yard, and whoever mama in the house, they gonna make sure I eat. It's just one of those types of places. I love it there. But anyhow, I was on my last read for the night. Then I was gonna go back to the hotel, take a nap or spend time with the guy I was dating at the time, just kick it with him, and then I was gonna go home. Well, before I went in, I remember sitting in my car. I was already there. The reading was due to be started in like 20 minutes. The people were already in there waiting for me to come in. And I did not want to do this. I did not. I was tired. I wanted to go home. Something within me was just like, just give them a refund, go to the hotel, get some sleep, and drive home in the morning. But one of my issues that I struggle with is I don't like to let people down. So I went on ahead and did it against my own better judgment. As I began the reading, and I'm changing names too. As I began the reading, I described the spirit. I connected with him, and I knew he was murdered. I knew the murder wasn't solved because the family told me. I was able to tell them like where he was shot at, how he was killed, and where he was. And I had also felt like he was killed by somebody he was very close to and trusted. So of course it came from nowhere. Like he was blindsided by this attack. So I tell the family like, yeah, he said he might have been killed by somebody close to him. I was like, well, do you know John? And they were like, well, the only person we know that he was close to was John, and he here. So just so happened the person that they said was in the room with us. It was, I think it was, if I remember, it was the mom, two sisters, a brother, and it was this cousin that was there. I was like, oh shit. So John was like, I don't know what they talking about, but they ain't talking about me, talking about me. So I was like, okay, keep going, keep reading. And then this spirit was very specific. It was very, John did it. John did it. The family was like, can you actually describe like the killer? I'm describing what the spirit is giving me, and I'm describing this man standing in the room, and he looking at me like, girl, shut up. So I'm finally able to switch it off to another relative, which was a grandmother or something like that. Tied up the reading, and as I was leaving, this cousin stops me and he's like, John, we're gonna call him John. He was like, what's up? You should let me take you out tonight. We should kick it. And somewhere in my mind, I knew that if I went out with this man, they wasn't nobody gonna see me again. So I'm like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna head on out. So I heard him get my stuff, run to the car, drive around for a while just to make sure I wasn't followed. Instead of to staying the night, I went in the hotel room, got my stuff. I was dog tired and I hit the road. I said, I'm just gonna head home. So I hit the road and I drove back home. 2 weeks later, I was talking to my friend on the phone. And like I said, they from a small town, and he like, they called John with the J. I'm like, John. They was like, yeah, he murdered his cousin. Sent me a picture of the article, um, and the picture of John was on the front of that newspaper article. He had murdered his cousin. So this was the second time that a spirit ever came to me. Was like, nah, how they think I died is not how I died, and they need to know the truth. It was that type of situation. I'm just happy that he was able to receive the information and he was thankful. But yeah, that was different. um, the biggest lesson that I learned from these two situations was to listen to myself. Like the very first time many years ago, I didn't listen to myself. Had I did what I felt compelled to do, I wouldn't have did that reading because I could have placed myself in a situation to not be safe. Secondly, when that spirit came to me and told me to call him and tell him how she really died, I'm happy I listened to myself. And I think that's what I learned my lesson from back then. Like if I'm feeling something is off, usually something's is off. If I'm feeling like something's not right or a situation isn't right, usually it's not right. And this is no different. I didn't feel right. It wasn't right. So I decided not to I decided to proceed when in the past I didn't listen to my better judgment. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little sleepy, so my words are getting a little jumbled. But I guess my message for this episode is that, learn to listen to yourself. And I know sometimes it's hard for us to listen to ourselves because we got all this chatter going on in our head and it's loud. But I'm telling you, the truth lies in that little bitty quiet voice that's deep in the corner of your mind, and you can feel it in your gut. That's who you should listen to. So if there's anything that you're feeling compelled to do, anybody you're feeling compelled to cut off, or any moves that you want to make, and that little inner voice is telling you to do it, listen to it. So this is my first episode back. I will be back on a weekly basis. Again, thank you to everyone who has supported me through this journey, through my healing, through my lessons. Y'all know all my business. And if you don't think you know my business, I probably got 60 or 70 episodes of my life telling my business every day. Please go back and check them out. And hopefully, we'll see a great year this year and a lot of lessons to learn and a lot of growth spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically. Peace.